Hello, everybody. Welcome to Skating Unfiltered with Jazzy, Foster, and Coach Jeff. We were going to talk to you about training and nutrition, but obviously the news of the day is the Olympics.
It's not the news of the day. It's going to be the news of the week.
It's like the news of the day. It's going to be the news of the month. But, we just need to talk about the inline skaters and their impact on U.S. speed skating ice. Joey Mantilla, Brittany Bowe, Kimmy Getz, and of course, Aaron Jackson. And there's still a lot to go. So by the time you see this, I'm sure there's going to be a lot more to talk about. But for me, it is, what do we do with this success? How does inline speed skating capitalize as a sport on the success of these great athletes? We sat there on Sunday, got up early, and watched Aaron do something that was just incredible. Tammy's crying, everybody's all emotional. We're just sitting here. It was it was just like, wow. I mean, it just brought back memories for me from the 80s and when I was the first. But this was so momentous. And it was just so incredible. And then we had to hurry up and go to practice and apologize for everybody because we were late.
I'm pretty sure everyone on our team was late.
Yeah, everybody on our team was late because everybody tuned in to watch this because everybody has that connection. But again, what do we do from here?
Wait, we forgot about one other person.
Who?
For not for long track, but for short track.
Oh yeah, Corey. My apologies. It's Corey. She is, world champion on inlines, just like the others are world champions. Had a bad fall. I think broke her nose or something like that.
She broke her nose in the first race.
And coming back, and just first Olympics was just unbelievable. But again, I just, for me, as a coach that has been involved with some skaters that have gone over to ice, I just hope that coaches like Renee and Corey's coach, I just hope to get their due. These are phenomenal people that have put these people in this position. And I hope that the world...
The world what? You hope the world what? What were you saying?
Oh, what I was saying is just that I just hope the world understands the importance and how great inline speed skating is. I just think that we just get overlooked. I'm hearing the commentary. Oh, former inline skater. Well, tell me more about being a former inline speed skater. Tell me about the sport. Do your job. Investigate and say, hey, this is what inline speed skating is about. This is how it starts. This is how you get involved. Just don't tell me that this person was a former inline speed skater. You got to do more than that.
Well, they're not going to do that because, either they will just for a feeder to go into ice, or it's just going to be, straight to ice.
Well, I don't really have a problem with people. If you're if the progression is you start in inline speed skating, and if you want to go to ice, and they take 3% of our skaters and they go to ice and achieve their goals, I don't have a problem with that.
No, I don't.
But my problem is that they're not giving giving us our just due.
Uh,
We work hard as coaches. Renee has worked hard as a coach. She was a phenomenal coach. She has put 3 people in a position to be successful. We had Kimmy was with us for a year, and
was it only a year?
It
seems like it was so much longer when I was a kid.
No, it was only. I think it was only about a year. That she was living in Honeybrook, and she still skated for Frenchtown, which is fine. Keith Carroll, Allison Baver, Kyle Carr, which now is your coach.
Yeah.
Coach in short track. I just think that we need to tell the whole story. We're not telling all of it. We're just telling little bits and pieces, and we're not being honest with the public. We're not telling people this is the whole story. This is where these athletes came from, and they trained hard, and they practiced at a roller rink. They practiced on their inlines. They saw an opportunity to go to ice. They took it. And I just think that USB skating needs to
recognize that.
Yeah, they need to recognize that. They need to recognize that because because I think that the more people that know about it, I think it's a win-win for both organizations.
Yeah.
I think inline speed skating, they gather people. Some people I say, look, I don't like ice. It's too cold, and that's fine. But then I think U.S. speed skating, they gain also. I mean, one thing they get, it just seems like they mimic, now they got the mixed relay, they got the short track, all the things that we've been doing for years, now they're doing. And I do question the modem sometimes. I mean, I've said to you, you want to go over and do ice. I said, the one thing you will not forget where you came from.
No, I don't think any of the inliners do forget where they came from. I think also this year with Brittany, Joey, Kimmy, Aaron, Corey, it has they just say they were former inline speed skaters, but before there wasn't, they were former inline speed skaters. It was just they were speed skaters, short track or long track. That was it. Now you have people starting to say they were former inline speed skaters, but now that that's happened, they have to get to the point where, well, where did they start? Like with Erin, there's been a bunch of stories where she started in a roller rink just skating, and then she joined a team, and then she did derby as well, and then after she graduated college, she went to ice.
I agree with all that. I just hope 6 months from now, a year from now, the story doesn't die, the history doesn't die.
I don't think necessarily that it will. I think, especially with Aaron's story, it's gonna stay alive for quite a while. To be honest, I'm waiting for a movie to come out of it or a book to come out of it.
I think there's going to be a movie. I don't know how you can't do a movie.
It's good. To be honest, it's going to be a good movie, book.
It just has everything about it. I just don't know how it can't be, but I just think it will be, and I just think it's way overdue. I think that we deserve more credit. I know when Allison went over to ice, at first, I got to be honest, I had mixed emotions about it. I was like, on some days I was all for it, and then other days I wasn't. That was back in the 90s. Then when more of our skaters wanted to try it, I found myself kind of pushing them to go do it because I didn't want to be that coach that was selfish and kept them from achieving their goals. You need to go. You need to go. You need to try. You need to give it all you can, and because I don't want to be that coach that sits there and says, no, I want you to sit here and skate for me forever, and just, I didn't want to do that. And when that happened, it decimated our team. When Keith and Sammy moved to Kimmy's sister, Sammy, when they moved to Utah, our team was done. We had to start all over again. Mm-hmm. And Kyle, before that, when they moved to Georgia with his mom, we didn't know he was going to actually, pursue ice at the time, but he was gone. We lost a lot of people, and it helped us to learn how to rebuild our team, and it got us in the culture of next person up. Okay, this person's moved on. Some people went to ice. Some people went to careers. Some people got married. Some people did this, went to college. So that got us in our recruiting mode to always be trying to bring new skaters in, because we never knew what was going to happen. But I just hope that when these Olympics are over, because I think there's way more good things to come for these skaters. I think they're going to surprise a lot of people, and they're going to, after their ice is over and they go on their speaking tours and talk about motivation, I just hope that
some
they
of
talk
them
about...
still have races. Aaron, I watched.
Yeah, they still have races.
Aaron
to go.
still has, I think it was like the Sprint World Cup or something, and one after that. She still got racing after the Olympics. She says, "I'm not done yet."
Oh, and we're behind them 100%. We hope that they just continue this. Like I said, I just want the inline to ice story not to go away. I'm passionate about that. I think it's very, very important. I think it's vital. And I just don't want it to go away. I just want it to stay in the forefront, because I think it's very important. I think it's a fascinating story. And I think there are a lot of people out there around the country and going forward that are going to contribute to future Olympics. And I just want them to get credit for it. That's all. I just want them to get credit for it. I sent Renee a message today, congratulations, and I just said, I hope you get your just due, because she deserves it.
And there's a lot more, inliners out in Utah now. There's Mackenzie, Brown, Tanner Worley, Zach Stoppamore, Herbie Harbison, Thalia Staley, I hope I pronounced her name right.
Krista Rands was out there.
Krista Rands is out there. Brianna Bocox. There's probably more names that I'm missing. But they're all out there too. Next Olympics 2026 and then 2030. I can't wait to see what's to come, to be honest.
And they all had inline speed coaches, and they all came out of inline speed programs. And I just hope that that's recognized, and it's, except for saying that they're former inline speed skaters, that somebody does, hey, this is what they actually did.
Maybe there needs to be like a docu-series or something on it.
Yeah,
Netflix,
maybe they need to do that. I don't know. Maybe that's the answer. I don't know. Maybe that is the answer to actually getting the word out. I don't know. I know this for me. I just get very frustrated because I love watching them skate. You know these people. You've talked to them, and you've talked to their parents, and you understand the sacrifices that they've gone through, and you just want to get the story out about our sport. I don't have a problem with USB skating, but we have a sport too, and we are providing excellent athletes for them. And there are coaches behind these people that have worked with these individuals for years in the beginning when they couldn't They couldn't even skate on regular roller skates. And then went on inline skates. And then went to their first local meet. Went to their regional championships. Went to their invitationals around the country. Nationals. Tried out for Team USA on inlines. And then decided, okay, I want to transfer. I want to see what I got. And made the transition to ice. And, the phenomenal progress that they've made over such a short time. Like I said, for me, it's all about just getting the truth out. Inline speed skating is a phenomenal sport. I get it. We're not an Olympic sport, and that's fine. Really, that's fine. I think it should be, and I think we made some mistakes over the years, and we have allowed people to, kind of take our sport from us. Like I said, they have, what we've been doing. Now there's a mixed relay. There wasn't in short track. There was no relay. Now it's a mixed relay.
There wasn't a mass start in long track.
There wasn't a mass start. That
race still, it confused when I first really watched it. I was like, so they get points throughout the race, but the end of the race is where you get the most points.
Yeah, and that's come from World Skate.
But it's not even 3 points, 2 points, 1 point. It's 20 points, 40 points, 60 points. I don't know the exact points, but that's the different part. So if I was in a mass start, I could just hang out in the back.
Yeah.
Maybe get one set of points and then
go towards
two
the end.
to go and just win the ending.
So it's interesting to watch, but for me, as somebody that skated, at that level and done those races, it is a bit kind of disappointing because like I said, I do think, and I know I'm beating a dead horse, but I do think we should get credit for what we've done.
I mean, the other thing is, if you look at it, if we helped each other, we get at the top of our program again, and we're not just, giving them, okay, we made world team, but we are, get back to the point where we are getting medals at worlds, and those are the skaters that they're getting to go over into ice. You have that discipline, you have that tough mentality to go with. You both work together, then it just makes both programs exceptional.
Well, I think that, for instance, if you're in a short track ice program in your area, after seeing this, why wouldn't you go seek out an inline speed club to help your child progress faster in ice? I think the bridge has got to go both ways. You can build a bridge from inline to ice, but I think there should be a bridge from ice to inlines, and I think it helps that athlete. If you're sitting there, let's be honest, if you're sitting there paying $40 a session to skate to skate ice, and you could potentially pay $50 a month and skate on inlines against resistance, because that's the difference between ice and inlines. Inlines skate against resistance. And you can practice 4 times a week versus 4 times a month on ice. I would think that if you wanted to be a better ice skater, given the fact of what we've seen in these Olympics, that would help you. And I understand the ice purist, but what I'm seeing now is that argument. I mean, more of the girls that were inliners that were skating long track. It's everywhere. Mm-hmm. It's everywhere, and I'm sure there's somebody that skates ice. If you have tons of money, and you can go skate on the ice, every day. Okay, well then you can do that. But there are a lot of people that can't do that.
Yeah, I'm not necessarily sure what happened when, COVID first came and everything got shut down. I may be wrong, but I think they were actually on their inlines a lot for long track. I know. I think they were on their inlines for a little bit, but I think they do use their inlines a little bit because they do like the treadmill. They have their inlines
yeah.
out there.
So hopefully, like I said, I just want the path to go both ways, and I just want everybody to be able to benefit from both sports. If you're an inline speed skater, you want to go to ice, go to ice. If you're an ice speed skater and you want to get better, maybe you want to check out your local inline speed club at your local roller rink. And, just check it out and see if it works for you. It may work for you, it may not work for you, but I think that I really think that this Olympics has really opened up
a door, but it depends if you're actually going to walk through it and use it or not.
Well, I in my recollection, I believe that Casey was the first one that actually, hey, I'm going to try this. And in the beginning, I talked to him Worlds this year, and he says, yeah, a lot of people make fun of him, ridicule him, but he started it all. Casey Boudier started it all and created the path from inlines to ice. And I think he was at the trials. Was he not at the trials this year?
I don't remember.
I think he was. I think he's. Well, I don't know. I think he did.
Sometimes they don't show people, and
I gotta know. I think he skated the trial, but it's phenomenal. 51 years old, and he is still going back and forth. Ice. I mean, the man just made the world team for Team USA this year. So it to me proves that both sports are beneficial to each other and probably need to work together more closely. I know there is some working together, and I'm glad that they have. I know you went out to where'd you go?
Utah.
You went out to Utah. I don't know. I just pay the bills,
Yeah, I went out in 2018. They had a inline to ice clinic, and a bunch of the people that are actually, most of them are out in Utah now. They made the decision after the clinic. It was inline to ice. We had long track for 2 days and short track for 1 day. How it was, and it was pretty cool. You got, not only were you on the ice, but we did some dry land training exercises that I took home. But it was really cool, very eye-opening to everything. But it was a lot of fun as well.
Well, like I said, I mean, there are attempts. People are trying to make this work. I mean, when you went out there, he said you want to go out and try it out, and so now I guess you have a decision to make once you graduate from college, because it seems to me, I know on the girls' side, most of the girls, I think except for exception, they finish their college, and then that's where they go. And so, you graduate in December, and I guess we'll have to figure out what we're going to do after that. And, we're going to fully support whatever you want to do. But I hope that both skating communities try to work a little closer together. I think they got a good thing. I think that it's really beneficial for both. And I think that they could build the industry on both sides. You can build the inline industry, you can build the ice industry. I think that, there's a lot of ice rinks around here that would like, what? Maybe we want to try. Maybe we want to get involved in this thing. And rinks also, speed teams, we want to get involved in it too.
Did you know, I found out a rink is being turned into an ice rink. Callan, the old Callan rink?
Yes, it is.
He's being turned into an ice rink. Kyle told me that.
Well, I knew about it because we were we're going to maybe purchase the floor out of there, but
and then I thought it was just they were getting rid of the floor. I didn't.
Yeah, we were going to think about purchasing the floor, but yeah, that's going to be nice, and that rink is only the back way 20 minutes away. So we'll see what happens. I mean, I think it'll be primarily hockey.
Yeah, I heard the owners are very much like hockey people, so it's gonna be like primarily hockey.
But you never know. We got you have Body Zone up the road here too.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of places, but I think there's a potential. And if both, if US Speed Skating were to get coaches involved to try to help them develop speed clubs, and of course on the inline side, the organizations were to try to get people to start speed teams, I think the popularity of both sports would go up. And I think it's, we're already married, so we might as well get along. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's no point in having a bad marriage. We're already married. It's already been established. So let's get along. Let's just make this work for the athletes and everybody.
Not for the athletes. It will help both organizations.
Yeah, and I just hope that we capitalize on this great success that we're seeing with the Olympics this year. Like I said, watching Aaron skate was just...
It was amazing.
It was phenomenal. I mean, you just knew, and you're watching it, and Cheeks on his announcing. He's practically saying after the opener, it's going to happen. All she has to do is keep it together, and she keeps it together, and then everybody's just this big sigh of relief. You're watching the watch parties from all over the country.
There wasn't a sigh of relief until the last pairing one. We all knew, okay, Aaron has this. We were like, the thing was set. And as soon as I saw that, what was it, 38 come up on the bottom, I was like, oh my goodness, she just won gold. I was like...
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm just saying that we saw the watch parties. Everybody was up. I mean, the inline community was all over the place watching all the scares. We saw Kimmy's, inline watch party. We saw Aaron's. We saw Brittany's. We saw Corey. Everybody's. So, I mean, it was just like, I don't know why we didn't have a watch party. I guess
we had to go to... They only have them in certain locations. You go down to Florida, the one was at the Bomb Warehouse, which I think was both Brittany and Aaron.
Yeah.
And then New Jersey, I think, was at Kimmy's house.
No, it was just some pub, I thought.
Oh.
I thought it was
I don't know.
So, I don't know. But, I just thought the whole thing was just phenomenal. And, kudos to all the coaches that, Ben and Barry and Russ up in Frenchtown to have Kimmy, and the people down in Florida and the people out in Washington, and I just think that everybody needs to know the whole story, not just part of the story. It needs to know the whole story, of all the people that contributed to helping these athletes get to where they got to. Not for any particular coaches, they should get their just due, but the sport benefits from it. The sport itself benefits from knowing, because the average person looking at this says, well, how do I actually do this? How do I get involved? And we need to develop a blueprint. Mm-hmm. That, okay, you start here, you can start at the ice rink, you start at the roller rink, and you can go wherever you want. That can go into outdoor speed skating, that can go into short track ice, that can go into long track ice, whatever you want to do. But we have to develop a blueprint so someone outside of our skating community can say, I want to do this, or I'd like to try it. How do I do this? And it's always been my pet peeve. There's nowhere, how do you start a speed club? How do I get involved in the sport? There's nothing. And we need to fix that.
Maybe, the coaches need to get together and come up with that.
Well, I think that they should. I think there are coaches out there that obviously do have it because they got speed teams. They're pretty big speed teams, so they obviously know what they're doing. But we don't tap into best practices or benchmark, which is the standard for any industry. You know, you don't reinvent the wheel. You find out who's doing something well. You go talk to that person, and then you take that information and adapt it to your situation. But for some reason, we don't want to do that. I mean, there are inline speed clubs around the country that have been successful forever. I don't even want to start naming them because I'll forget somebody. I mean, they've just been successful. They just turn out skaters every single year, and we don't talk to those people. We don't talk to say, how do you do that? How do you get skaters? We don't talk to them. We have this mentality that we know better than everybody else, and obviously we don't, because those individuals continually develop skaters. Their teams are always decent size. You know, of course they have years that have lean years. Mm-hmm. But like our club's been around for 40 years. We skate on cement floor.
Well, it was wood at one point. It was
wood. I don't know. Half of the time. Did you skate on wood?
No.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I might have been born, but I think I didn't, because I didn't start until I was 5.
Yeah, so I don't even know.
6 months. 5, 6.
So I'm just saying that if you use best practices and benchmark principles, you can be successful very quickly. Go talk to someone that's successful. I know I do. You know, when I see somebody, I remember I used to talk to a coach out of Texas, had all his little kids, and I'd ask him all the time, how you get these little kids? How you get these little kids? And he just said, tell me. So I adapted what he told me, brought it back to my rink. It was actually Texas Speed. They'd always had these little kids. And the coach there, I mean, every year, they just have all these little kids. And there was another guy in South Carolina that used to have all these little kids. And they'd tell me, well, this is what I do.
You know, I actually, I'm learning that currently in my coaching class is always, you know, it's not always one way. One of the best things to do for coaching is always reaching out to other coaches, learning new things, and then adapting your own way with them. But always like reaching out to the coaches, asking questions.
Oh, just like our little Chris Kiesler drill that we've been doing. You know, we don't do exactly the way Chris does it, but we're doing it, and the kids, they love it. They love that drill. You know, the Lenny Morgan drill, the Patty Laser drill that we do. Everybody loves it. And it helps me be a better coach. It keeps things interesting. And that's what you have to do. You know, I don't know everything. I know what I don't know. So, but I just had to get this off my chest. I am so glad, we're going to close this up. I'm so glad that, you know, these skaters are doing so phenomenal in these Olympics. You know, it's a pleasure to watch them. Congratulations just for making the Olympics. If we missed somebody, we apologize. But it is so wonderful watching these inline speed skaters transition over to ice and just show their talent and get their just due. I just hope that inline speed skating and the coaches that are behind these programs start to get their just due.
You know, it's not just the U.S. either. There are other skaters.
I know. I said before because, you know, you've been skating worlds. You know all these people from all these other countries that I don't know that, you know, and I think it's cool that, you know, I skated against that person in the Netherlands. I skated against that person in China. And there, you know, Bart Swings. He's another guy. I don't know everybody like you do.
Felix is out there too, and Sandrine, Lola Brigida.
Yeah, I mean, you know them more than I do.
She got a silver in I think it was a 3,000, and that was a huge deal.
And I just think that I want World Skate to get their just due too. I mean, they're doing a phenomenal job trying to promote the sport, and we just all got to kind of try to help out. I know everybody doesn't agree with everything, but they're trying. They're making an effort. So you're either in the foxhole with me helping, or you're at the top of the foxhole complaining. So I just wanted to we wanted to kind of talk about it. It's a hot topic, and hopefully we'll get this out pretty quickly. And you guys let us know what you think. The Olympics will be over, and then we'll get back to inline specific subjects.
Yeah, and talking about training.
Remember to subscribe, because we didn't say it in the beginning, because I'm just so hyped up over this. Subscribe and hook us up in the comment section. Tell us what you think. Let us know what you want to talk about. We will get back to nutrition, training, weight training. We'll get back to that, definitely. But we just thought we need to talk about this because, I mean, history. We saw history. It happens
only every 4 years.
Yeah, and we saw history. I mean, let's just be honest. We just saw history. And, if you had a conversation with any of these people, you're part of that history. You're part of that history. So, we're going to sign off here.
And congratulations one more time to everyone. Congratulations, Aaron, for getting a gold medal. What is it, the first in 18, 20 years for individually for women?
I think they said Bonnie Blair was the last person. I'm not really sure.
I mean, she's the first Black female athlete for long track to not only win a medal, but a gold medal.
And we also believe that there are more to come.
Brittany, because Bo, Joey, they have the 1,000. They have the 1,000 coming. And Joey is the mass start too.
Yeah, at the time of this broadcast, it's not over, and we do believe there's going to be more. By the time of this
broadcast, they may have already.
They may have already got medals. So if you got your medals, congratulations in advance, because we know it's coming. I know it's coming. I just feel it. I'm just telling you, good things are coming.
I don't like jinxing people. I'm one of those people that's very superstitious.
Well, I get you. I just think good things are coming. I think.
No, I
think they work really hard. We're really proud of them.
Brittany holds the world record in the 1,000 too.
Yeah, to see, to watch these skaters. I've seen some of these skaters when they were 15 years old. And see what they've done with their lives is phenomenal. It's just absolutely phenomenal. But, again, I'm going to let you close it out.
Me close it out? I never closed out. Okay.
All right.
Thank you all for watching. Again, congrats to all the skaters, especially our U.S. inline skaters, Corey, Aaron, Brittany, Joey, and Kimmy. I hope... good luck to them in the 1,000, Brittany and Joey in the mass start. I hope to have this up before then, but if I don't, I hope they did really, really well and that they medal, because I really, really want them to. And that's it. That's all we have. Don't forget to subscribe and comment down below for next video. Bye.
Bye.